Hello, welcome back to my channel. I started using the orange soda eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills in my crease using the Sigma E40 brush. Always make sure, doesn't matter which look you make, to start with a very soft transition shade. I always get compliments about my eye looks, that it looks so nice blended out, and that's just because I use a transition shade and I'm just building up my colors. For all my Dutch followers, I also made this video in Dutch. I will put the link down in the description bar, so that's maybe easier to follow. Now I'm using the shade Chickadee. This shade is from Geek Cosmetics, and I'm using a Sigma E35 brush to blend this in my crease. I'm blending this right underneath the orange soda shade. And in the picture I just showed, it looks way more orange, but in real life it's more like a mustard yellowy shade. In case you're curious, I still got a discount code for all Sigma brushes. I will link it down in the description bar. It will give you 10% off all their brushes and makeup. Now I'm going back in with the orange soda eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills on my Sigma E40 brush, and I'm just making sure that everything is blended out well. So I'm just going over the shades that I just applied and going back and forth with my brush, just as long as it looks very soft faded. The next shade that I will use is from Tarte Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Rule. This shade is way more orange, and I'm just blending this right underneath the Chickadee eyeshadow. This will make the look a bit more orange. This eyeshadow is one of the first eyeshadows that I ever purchased from MAC. Now I'm going in with the Geek Cosmetics White Lash eyeshadow. It's just a very simple matte white eyeshadow. I'm applying this right at the beginning of my eyelid using a Sigma E57 brush. Now I'm going back in with the Chickadee eyeshadow from Geek, and I'm applying this shade right at the middle of my eyelid. And I'm using the same brush from Sigma. It's called the E57, and just make sure that you also go with your brush a bit over the white shade to make sure that the Chickadee and the White Lash eyeshadow will fade together. Now I'm using the Morocco shade from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm using a Morphe M507 brush to apply this shade at the end of my wing, if that makes sense. This will be the first shade that I use to create a smoked out wing look. Because it's a very intense shade, make sure that you work very softly with this brush. So just apply a tiny amount on the brush and blend it very softly at your skin. And I'm basically applying this shade at the places where I normally apply my winged eyeliner. And trust me, you don't need all these shades that I'm using. If you got any similar shades at home, you can just use them. But just make sure that these shades are all matte. With shimmery shades, it just gives a very different effect. So make sure you got matte shades. To make it a bit more darker, I'm going in with the Caviar shade from Tarte Cosmetics. And I'm just basically doing the same as I did before with this shade. I'm just going right along the places where I normally apply my eyeliner, and I'm creating a soft smoked out effect. To make it even more intense, I'm going in with the Noir eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And again, I'm using the Morphe M507 brush. I'm done with applying eyeshadows on my eyelids, so now it's time to remove the sticky tape, and you can see it leaves me with a very sharp eye look. Now for my eyeliner, I'm using the Tarte Cosmetics Clay Paint Liner. It's just a very intense black waterproof gel eyeliner. And the brush that I'm using is also from Tarte Cosmetics. I believe when you buy the Tarte Clay Paint Liner, you also get the eyeliner brush for free. I'm not 100% sure, but I got it with the eyeliner. Now I'm going back in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Noir eyeshadow, and I'm using a Morphe M508 brush. So I kept my eyeliner very thin, so now we'll go over it with a black eyeshadow and make it a bit more big and smoked out. Now I'm going back in with the Morocco eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills on a Morphe M507 brush. Because I used a black eyeshadow, it leaves me with a very harsh effect. So now I want to make sure that the black eyeshadow will blend out again. So I'm just going over the black shade using the Morocco shade and blend it out. In my waterline I also used the Tarte Cosmetics Clay Paint Liner, and I'm going for a pointy inner corner today, and again I used the Tarte eyeliner brush. Now to smoke out my lower lash line, I'm going in with the Noir eyeshadow again from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm using the Sigma E15 brush to apply the shade right underneath the lower lash line. I'm using the Chickadee eyeshadow again, and I will use this shade to blend out the black eyeshadow. I'm using a Zoeva 237 brush to blend it out. The look is done, and now you can see the finished result using no lashes. I'm using fake lashes, but if you like you can only wear some mascara with this look. And now you can see the finished result using some fake eyelashes. Today I used the Khani Lashes in the style Mars. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you got any questions or what you would like to see next, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!